Heartbreak changes you, often in quiet ways. The deepest marks aren't always from the tears. They come from overthinking, sleepless nights, and the way you started doubting yourself after they left. Think of that version of you who kept going even when your heart was tired, who smiled around others while carrying pain no one could see, who got out of bed when staying under the covers felt easier, who just kept moving one hard day at a time. We are so quick to be kind to others who hurt, but with ourselves, we turn harshest critic. We blame ourselves for loving too hard, trusting the wrong person, staying too long, or not healing fast enough. But that version of you was doing the very best it could while carrying heavy pain. You learned to live with an empty space where someone used to be. You tried to make sense of why something you cared for fell apart. You put yourself back together after disappointment and loss. That takes strength, and not the loud kind everyone cheers for, but the quiet kind. The strength to keep going when no one sees. To get through days that felt impossible. To slowly learn how to laugh, trust, and hope again. You might not be exactly who you were before. Maybe you're more careful now. Maybe you carry scars. Maybe some memories still sting. But look at all you survived. Look at the days you thought would break you, and didn't. Look at the strength you found when you had no choice but to keep going. That part of you deserves so much more than criticism. It deserves patience and understanding and kindness. Healing isn't only about forgiving those who hurt you. Sometimes it means being gentle with the one who carried the pain and lived through it, and that one is you. If your heart is still mending, treat yourself just as softly as you would treat someone you love. The version of you that survived heartbreak has already been through enough. It deserves kindness too. Choosing yourself is one of the hardest things you will ever do. Not because it is wrong, but because it often means letting go of people, situations, and hopes that once meant everything to you. To those who got used to you putting them first, it might even look selfish. It can feel lonely when you're used to caring for everyone else before yourself, and it can break your heart when protecting. Your peace means walking away from someone you still care about. That is why it hurts so much at the start. You question if you did the right thing. You miss the people you left behind. You wonder if you should have stayed a bit longer, tried harder, given just one more chance. The beginning feels heavy because you are grieving. You mourn the relationship you hoped would change, the part of you that kept holding on, and the future you imagined but never got. Then slowly, something shifts. The pain softens. You wake up and notice your mind is quieter. You stop checking your phone constantly. You stop carrying the weight of fixing things that were never yours to fix. Little by little, peace fills the space where pain used to be. You start liking your own company again. You learn to trust yourself once more. You remember your happiness never had to depend on how well someone else loved you. People rarely talk about this part. It hurts at first because you're breaking old ties and habits, but later it turns into the kindest thing you have ever done for yourself. Peace never comes from holding on to what hurts you. It comes from being brave enough to let it go. So if it still stings right now, do not think you chose wrong. Some decisions hurt because they heal. The peace you have been looking for starts the moment you stop losing yourself just to keep someone else. It is hard in the beginning, yes, but one day it becomes the very reason you finally feel whole and at rest. Not every ending means something went wrong. Sometimes it is exactly what saves you. Though when you are hurting, it rarely feels that way. When someone leaves, or a bond breaks, or a chapter closes without warning, your first thought is usually that you failed. You go back over every word, every mistake, every moment you wish you could redo. You tell yourself that trying harder, loving better, or holding on longer would have fixed it. But not everything is meant to be saved. Some people come just to teach you, not to stay forever. Some doors close because what lies behind them no longer serves you well. The hardest part is that protection does not feel safe at first. It feels like rejection, loss, heartbreak. You only see what you have lost, not what you are being kept safe from. Time shows you what feelings cannot. Months later, you might realize that relationship was draining your peace, that you accepted less than you deserved, that you made yourself smaller just to keep someone who never fully chose you. Then the ending changes shape. What looked like failure starts to feel like being guided towards something better. What felt like loss becomes freedom. The truth is, not every connection is meant to last. Not every goodbye means you got it wrong. Sometimes, life takes away what your heart isn't ready to release, not to hurt you, but to stop you from settling or losing yourself or staying where you never truly belonged. If you are grieving an ending now, remember this. Just because it finished doesn't mean it failed. Some endings guard your peace, your future, and the person you're growing into. One day, you may look back at the goodbye that broke you and see it was the start of everything that put you back together. One of love's hardest lessons is learning that loving someone isn't always enough to make them right for you. You can give them your whole heart and still feel lonely standing right beside them. You care deeply, miss them so much, and treasure every memory you made together. But deep inside, you know something is missing. It isn't passion or attraction or even love itself. It is peace. A true home isn't just someone you love. It is someone you feel safe with. Somewhere you can just be yourself, no overthinking. No need to constantly prove you matter or ask for reassurance. Some people give you butterflies. Others give you peace. Too often we spend years chasing those butterflies, while quietly wishing for that steady peace instead. Love can make us stay longer than we should. It tricks us into thinking trying harder, giving more, or waiting a bit longer will make everything feel right at last. But a relationship should never feel like a place where you always have to fight to be enough. It should feel like somewhere you can finally rest. That is why some goodbyes hurt so much. Not because the love wasn't real, but exactly because it was. You aren't leaving because you stopped caring. You leave because you finally understand love should never cost you your peace. You can love their smile and their voice and every memory you built side by side, and still know deep down they are not your home. Home isn't the person you think you cannot live without. It is the person who lets you stay fully yourself while you are loved. Sometimes the bravest choice you can make is letting someone keep their special place in your heart, even when they don't belong in your future. Many of us grow up thinking love has to be big and intense, the kind that keeps you awake at night, makes your heart race, fills your every thought. Because of that, we often mix up emotional chaos with deep love. We believe the more it hurts, the more it matters. The harder we suffer, the better the relationship must be. But love was never meant to feel like a never-ending battle. Real love isn't measured by how strong your feelings run. It shows in how gently you are treated. You see it in how they speak, even when they are upset. How they guard your feelings instead of turning what makes you soft against you. How they choose kindness, even when you don't agree. Anyone can make your heart beat faster. Not everyone can make it feel safe and steady. Someone can give you butterflies, yet leave you anxious every single day. They can bring excitement, but still make you doubt your own worth. That isn't the kind of love that helps you grow. Love shouldn't leave you guessing where you stand. It should never make you beg for attention, respect, or reassurance. The healthiest love is quieter than most expect. It feels steady. It feels like trust. It means knowing you are cared for without having to earn it over and over. Sometimes the truest signs aren't grand gestures or fancy words. They are patience when you struggle, understanding when you slip up, someone holding your heart carefully. In the end, it isn't about how deeply you fall for them. It is about whether they make you feel safe while you fall. The right love never asks you to prove your worth through pain. It shows you exactly how valuable you are, simply by how gently it treats you. One of the saddest things in any relationship is slowly forgetting just how valuable you are. Not because you changed or because you stopped deserving love, but because you spent so long trying to earn it from someone who made it feel like a reward you had to work for. You started asking yourself if you were enough. Enough to be chosen, enough to come first, enough to be loved as deeply as you loved them. Bit by bit, their hot and cold ways turned into doubt inside you. You began blaming yourself for things that were never your fault. You thought if only you were kinder, prettier, or more patient, they would finally give you what you needed. But real love should never feel like you are constantly fighting for a spot in someone's heart. The right kind does not leave you guessing. It does not keep you awake untangling mixed signals, or make you wonder where you stand, or make you feel unwanted while telling you to stay. Love is meant to lift you up, not make you feel small. It should make you safe enough to just be yourself. Even healthy relationships have misunderstandings and hard days, but through it all, your worth should never be up for debate. Someone who truly cares will never make you earn basic respect, or beg for consistency, or feel like you are heavy to love. Remember this, your value never depends on how they treat you. If they cannot see what you are worth, that says nothing about you and everything about what they miss. If you keep doubting yourself because of how they love you, step back. Love should bring clarity and comfort, not confusion and worry. You deserve a love that reminds you of your worth instead of making you search for it. The right person will never make you wonder if you are enough. They will make you feel appreciated, just as you are, and that is exactly what you deserve. People often think the hardest goodbye comes when love fades away, but the truth is far harder. It is saying goodbye while your heart still loves them completely. Every part of you wants to stay, yet deep inside, staying will only bring more pain. You look at someone you once pictured your whole future with and realize love alone cannot fix what is broken between you. Sometimes the person you love most simply cannot give you the kind of love you truly need. That pain is almost impossible to put into words. You do not leave because you stopped caring, or because the memories meant nothing, or because what you felt was ever fake. You leave because loving them should never mean losing who you are. This kind of goodbye is full of confusion. You miss them even before they walk away. You cry while they're still standing right in front of you. You want to hold on tight, yet know you must let go. There is no anger or hate, just quiet heartbreak, accepting things your heart wishes could be different. Many believe walking away means giving up, but not every goodbye shows weakness. Sometimes, leaving takes far more courage than staying ever could. Staying feels safe and familiar and lets you keep hoping things might change. Leaving means facing a reality you never wanted. You grieve not just the person, but the future you dreamed of together. The trips you planned, the moments you hoped to share, the life you imagined side by side. That is why healing takes so long, months, or even years. Not because you chose wrong, but because what you felt was real and deep. Real love never makes letting go easy, but sometimes love itself is not enough to make two people right for each other. The kindest, bravest thing you can do is step away from a story that keeps breaking your heart. And the hardest goodbye of all is not saying, "I do not love you anymore." It is saying, "I still love you, but I have to let you go."